game time. Put me in, coach. Today we are talking about Kevin Durant once again because the saga has not ended yet. Is Kevin Durant hurting his trade value? My answer is hell no. His trade value is destroyed. The moment that the Minnesota Timberwolves gave up 8 or 9 players to get a guy like Rudy Gobert, trading a guy like Kevin Durant is impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but I mean, you're basically going to have to go to a team, gut that team, meaning trade off. To get Kevin Durant, you're going to have to trade all of your best players, which is what Kevin Durant does not want. Kevin Durant wants to go to a team where he has the opportunity to win. Now, with Kevin Durant being traded to a team, I don't think Kevin Durant has fully understood that if he's traded to a team, they're not going to go anywhere because it's just going to be Kevin Durant and maybe one other superstar by themselves, which is a worse predicament than what he's dealing with the Brooklyn Nets. Out and saying that, hey, it's either me or Steve Nash and Sean Marks. Now, I don't have an issue with this because Steve Nash really got out-coached. He showed that he's a very inexperienced coach, which also shows that, hey, when you get 2 superstars, you should probably choose the best coach for those superstars. But anytime you have superstars, somebody has to play defense. Steve Nash is not known as a guy who plays defense. When the Brooklyn Nets, when my Los Angeles Lakers won, we had a defensive-minded coach in Frank Vogel. When the Bucks won, they had a defensive-minded coach because basically on offense, all they really did was give the ball to Giannis and say, here you go. Everything that they did happened on the defensive end of the ball. And if they didn't win the game defensively, it was extremely hard for them to win a game offensively. Well, the same thing happened when the Brooklyn Nets got swept by the Celtics. It was the same thing. Defense. Steve Nash did not have to play defense during his career. He was not known as a defensive specialist. And everything Steve Nash did was on the offensive side of the ball, which makes me say, Kyrie, what are you doing? If there's anybody to take tips from offensively, it would be Steve Nash because he was known as a guy who carved up defenses. KD is actually older. Wait, before we continue with this video, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video like an assist because here we're talking basketball. So you're going to get commentary, highlights. Most importantly, we're going to cover the biggest stories in the world of basketball. So without further ado, let's get right back to the video. Kevin Durant is getting older. That means if you're going to trade for a guy, you have to look at that player's age. Also, you have to look at what you're getting back. Now, for a team that's trading for a guy like Kevin Durant, in my opinion, that means that Kevin Durant is going to throw away at least 1 year because he's going to have to figure out how to play with the team that he just got traded to. And then the team is going to need time to rebuild around a guy because they would have had to gut the team in order to get him on the team. So Kevin Durant is kind of in a lose-lose situation here. So again, my opinion, Kevin Durant's trade value is destroyed. Next, if I'm trying to trade for Kevin Durant, I'm scared to touch this type of trade because if Kevin Durant was unhappy playing with the Warriors, where they play happy ball and the Nets play iso ball, what does that really mean? Kevin Durant is not a happy camper no matter if he's playing with a great team or playing with great ISO players. So at the end of the day, I guess we really just have to enjoy watching Kevin Durant play for whoever he's playing for because he's not going to be happy either way. My opinion on this Kevin Durant trade situation is really based on how Kyrie was treated. They did not give Kyrie that extension, but Kevin Durant got an extension, which means Kevin Durant and Kyrie would not stay paired together. And this is Kyrie's hometown. So I'm sure KD is looking at this and saying, well, hey, I didn't really want to be here in the first place.
Torn labrum.
out of here, especially if you're gonna let my guy go. Now, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes between Kevin Durant, Steve Nash. I don't know what's going on between any of these people, but what I can say from the outside looking in is the Nets got a real problem on their hands. And the most important thing that they should focus on is the coaching. Steve Nash got out-coached. In any other situation, the coach would have been fired. I've seen this time and time and time again. Steve Nash didn't just lose in the NBA playoffs. He got swept out of the playoffs. And his best two options got completely shut down and shut out. So, with that being said, and with Steve Nash being an offensive specialist, a guy who knows how to dissect a defense, I'm still wondering why that hasn't happened. But I'm telling you guys, this one really truly falls on Steve Nash. And I know that sucks because he's a new coach trying to figure out how to do things. But when you're playing with a guy, when you are coaching a guy like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, yes, those are two guys that you would love to start off coaching, except for when you're not winning championships. So I want to know, how do you guys feel about Kevin Durant demanding a trade? Is this hurting his trade value? The fact that he is giving the owner ultimatum, me or them? How do you guys feel? Get in the comments under this video. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.